mentioned in a previous video with the double base, the bridge was in the wrong position, and the reason for that is the bridge has been set and reset quite a few times over its history, and the feet have been rubbed down to fit the belly of the base, like so, which is why they're curved, and the action then has got lower and lower and lower, and I've reset everything. So what's happened is the action on the strings, that is the height of the strings above the fingerboard, has got very low. Now that's great if you're relying on electrical performances, i.e. mic'd up, or in this case it has piezo pickups on it. With electronic sound reproduction, you don't need to pull the string so hard, you don't need to have the height above the fingerboard to stop the strings buzzing. This bass gets played both acoustically and electrically. So what we're going to do is take the old bridge. We will be making a new bridge at some point, but for the moment, to get the bass operational and working, we're going to make the original bridge into an adjustable bridge. And basically what that entails is inserting in these legs a bolt which will be glued in, and we'll be making a thumb wheel which will fit on the threaded part of the bolt, and the thumb wheel can be turned to adjust this height here, so that will go up or down to either lower or higher the... I'm drilling it while it's still in one piece so that when the holes go down through they'll match up properly when the bolts go in. If I was to cut the bridge on those lines there and then try and drill them out, there's a good chance that one would be off or the other would be off and it wouldn't slide properly. It's very bright up this end of the workshop. You have to excuse the mess in here. The day job's getting in the way of the hobby. I'm using an 8mm bolt. That's an 8mm drill, and as you can see I've put a bit of tape there which is the depth I'm going to go to. And again, possibly. There we go. What's going to happen now is I've got these are M8 bolts. I'm going to chop this head off, and that will be set into the foot to the depth where the thread just goes just one thread below. That will be then epoxied in there, and the distance between the bottom of the foot and the bottom of the cut-off bolt will be filled with a wooden pellet. That's done for the reason of when the tension is on the strings, the tension is trying to push that down through, and although epoxy is very strong, if it did give, we'd end up with a metal bolt pushing through onto the belly of the bass, which is not a good idea really. Right, the plugs are cut, the bolts are cut. I'm just going to mix up some epoxy now, get them stuck in, get the plugs put in. I'll put the plugs in first probably, because then I can tap through, make sure that the bolts are in the right position then. There we go, and now I'm just going to put the bolt in. There we go. There you go, there's number 2. I'll leave that to dry now. While waiting for the glue to go off on those, I've marked out a couple of circles, which is the size I want to use for the thumb screws. I'm going to drill an 8mm hole in there and insert a nut, and that also will be epoxied in, and then we'll get to just turn those, cut them off on the lathe. What I've done, I've drilled two 13mm holes there, which are about 13mm deep as well, and in there will sit the nuts, which will obviously screw onto the bolts that are now glued into the feet. Right, another little job I'd like to do is make an end pin support block. This is the original one, and unfortunately it's a little bit slack in the hole now. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn up another one. I've chucked up a nice piece of oak in the lathe over here, and I shall be recreating a similar shape. The end there has that collar on with a screw through, which obviously holds the end pin at various different heights to make it comfortable to play. What I'm just doing now is marking out where all the various bits go. So that's the bit that the collar fits on. That there is where it'll fit into the base. And that's roughly the end. Section there is tapered, will be tapered, but at the moment I'm going to do it parallel, so I can get that in and finish it off, drill holes, etc. I'm going to flip it around now. Use that bit in the jaws. similar. Bit of rubbing down on there. We've got to drill out the hole. Right, just going to get the hole drilled. Put a bit of sanding sealer on there, and then we'll see about see if we've got anything black that we can stick on it. Remember the name. I've now got to put that hole in there. This is threaded, so I don't want to put a drill bit through there, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to mark it out. Like so. Perfect. Haven't coated the tapered section or anything yet because I need to make sure that it fits first. But that was the old one, that's the new one. They look very similar. So I can take that out of the lathe now and let that dry properly. It will have a coat of French polish or shellac. That there now fits in there. And that one in there. I shall now work on the wheels for the adjustment. I've epoxied a couple of 8mm nuts in there. I'm just going to chop these through, put them on the lathe, spin them up, put some ridges in so you can grab it with your fingers, and hopefully that can all go back together. go, one little knob. I could do with a bit of sanding down, but there we go, that one goes on there like so. And technically that goes in there. Nope, that goes in there. That goes in there. And the height of the bridge can be lifted as required. Do with a little bit of trimming off there by the looks of that, so to get it down flat. And that's it. Basically all you do is, when the bridge is on, extend those out and extend that out, and then you can alter the action on the strings. Very interesting to see how that's going to work, but I'm sure it will. Super. That's the new peg in place. I'm just about to tap that in with a hammer and finish it off. See how that goes. I'm going to put the camera down because I'm going to end up hitting something if I don't. And there we go, just gently battered back into place. I'll be putting the bridge back on in a minute. See what happens there.